Oh, pour me a drink of Italian red wine and let me taste it and call back to mind. Once more in my thoughts and once more in my soul, this story is great, if not greater than all. The AP News on June 24th told about a patrolman named Earl J. Val. Stepped on a Main Street trolley car and arrested Sacco and Vanzetti there. The article tells how Earl J. Val is now retiring as an officer of the law. This cop goes down in my history for arresting Sacco and Vanzetti that day. It was 1920, the 5th of May, the cop and some buddies took these men away. Off of the car and out and down to the jail in Brockton town. There's been a killing and a robbery at the Slater Moral Shoe Factory. You two gents are carrying guns and you dodged the draft when the war did come. Oh yes, 'tis so, 'tis so, 'tis so, we made for the borders of Mexico. The rich man's war we could not fight, so we crossed the border to keep out of sight. You men are known as radical sons, you must be killers, you both carry guns. I'm a night watchman, my friend peddles fish, and he carries his gun when he's got lots of cash. Oh, pour me a glass of Germany's beer, Russia's hot vodka so strong and clear. Pour me a glass of Palestine's hock, or just a moonshiner's bucket of chalk. Now let me think and let me see how these two men were found guilty. How 160 witnesses passed by, and the one that spoke for them was 105. Out of the rest, about 50 just guessed. Out of the 5 that is put to the test, only the story of one held true, and 159 got through. And on this one, uncertain and afraid, she saw the carload of robbers, she said. 1 year later, she remembered his face after seeing this car for a second and a half. She told of his hand and his gun and his ears. She told of his shirt and the cut of his hair. Remembered his eyes and his lips and his cheeks, and Eva's Plains tale sent these men to the chair. I was right there in Boston the night that they died. I never did see such a sight in my life. I thought the crowds would pull down the town, and I was hoping they'd do it and change things around. I hope they'd pull Judge Thayer on down from off of his bench and they'd chase him around. Hope they'd run him around the stump and stick him with devil tails about every jump. Wash this tequila down with gin and a double straight shot of your black virgin rum. My ale bubbled out and my champagne is flat. I hear the man coming, I'm grabbing my hat. Goodbye, my comrades, goodbye, my North Plymouth, goodbye to the Boston Harbor, goodbye, Swasso's Lane. Swasso's Lane's just an alley up here in old North Plymouth. You saw my fish cart roll here in Swasso's Lane. Goodbye, my comrades, goodbye, my North Plymouth, goodbye to Boston Harbor, goodbye, Swasso's Lane. They say I killed him, said I killed a payroll carrier over there in South Braintree, 35 miles Swasso's Lane. Goodbye, my comrades, goodbye, my North Plymouth, goodbye to the Boston Harbor, goodbye, Swasso's Lane. My name's Lefevre Brinney. On the same day Bart Vanzetti brought fish to the Cherry Court, 1 block from Swasso's Lane. Goodbye. Goodbye, my comrades, goodbye, my North Plymouth, goodbye to the Boston Harbor, goodbye, Swasso's Lane. My name is Joseph Rosen, I am a woolen peddler. I sold Vanzetti a roll of cloth that day in Swasso's Lane. Goodbye, my comrades, goodbye, my North Plymouth, goodbye to the Boston Harbor, goodbye, Swasso's Lane. Miss Alphonsine Breeny, Mr. Rosen and Bart Vanzetti showed me the cloth with a big hole in it, one block from Swasso's Lane. It's goodbye, my comrades, goodbye, my North Plymouth, goodbye to Boston Harbor, goodbye, Swasso's Lane. My name is Melvin Coral, I was painting my fishing schooner. Vanzetti talked to me an hour, about a mile from Swasso's Lane. Goodbye, my comrades, goodbye, my North Plymouth, goodbye to Boston Harbor, goodbye, Swasso's Lane. How could I be in South Braintree killing men there in front of the factory when all these friends and others saw me cart my fish in Swasso's Lane? Well, it's goodbye, my comrades, goodbye, my... I tell you working people, fight hard for higher wages, fight to kill black market prices, this is why you take my life. I tell you working people, fight hard for cleaner houses, fight hard for the wife and children, that's why they took my life. Goodbye, my comrades, goodbye, my North Plymouth, goodbye to the Boston Harbor, goodbye, Swasso's Lane. I'm standing on the rock, Vanzetti, standing on the rock, Vanzetti, standing on the rock, Vanzetti, where men like you have stood. I see the tourist, Vanzetti, around your Plymouth's rock, black glasses, sun goggles and glasses, smoke glasses to block out the light. I see 'em come here as you seen 'em, but I see lots more than you saw. I see 'em in fast-running cars, you seen 'em in wagons and carts. I'm standing on the rock, Vanzetti, standing on the rock, Vanzetti, standing on the rock, Vanzetti, where men like you have stood. These tourists don't see you, Vanzetti, the salesmen and gamblers on tour. Your footprints are dim and your trail is sprung weeds, and their tourist map don't show you there. The trade union workers, Vanzetti, will vacation here and we'll tour this rock and this town and Plymouth around when statues have souls like yours. I'm standing on the rock, Vanzetti, standing on the rock, Vanzetti, standing on the rock, Vanzetti, where men like you have stood. Your picture is painted, Vanzetti, your words are carved round the frames. Your songs and your poems and working folks' dreams will flame with our greatest of names. Your name I'll paint on my pointers, my streets, my mountains and shops. Your hopes that you hoped and the dreams that you dreamt, I'll see that your work never stops. I'm standing on the rock, Vanzetti, standing on the rock, Vanzetti, standing on the rock, Vanzetti, where men like you have stood. Those talks for the workers, Vanzetti, I'll chisel them down on the rock. I'll tell every worker to fight like you fought, like the pilgrims that docked on this rock. I'll scatter your words on my waters to the ships and the fishes and gulls. I'll cast your fish cart in metal so fine and push it around this world. I'm standing on the rock, Vanzetti, standing on the rock, Vanzetti, standing on the rock, Vanzetti, where men like you have stood. Standing on the rock, Vanzetti.